Hi, I'm Alex Ouwens from Brock Harcourts Adelaide. Tune into this week's show to check out everything about Kangaroo Island and how the market's really careering along over there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Open houses. Brocky makes notes. Always organised, big fella.
Thinking ahead, we're going to get some questions for the big Alex.
Really interesting to have a real drill down into a local component, and what a magnificent place to be looking at is in Kangaroo Island. Had the pleasure of last year of going down and enjoying some quality time with my wife for a good week or so and had a really good look around. Welcome, Alex Ouwens.
Thanks, Maltz. Thanks, Brocky. Well, first of all, it's good to be here because Brocky said he'd never hire anyone taller than him, so I managed to slip through.
You are the man.
I reckon you're sitting on a cushion.
Oh, 6'5", 6'6", pure man.
Alex, you have done a lot in the CBD, but also the affinity that you've got with Kangaroo Island has grown incredibly, and I know that some of the prices that you achieved across there were record-breaking, and that set the tone. How do you compare the two markets?
Oh, they're totally different markets, Brocky. I guess I started in the CBD, and that's sort of an investor market and people that live in their own homes. KI is an investor market as well, but same sort of buyers that go to KIs in probably the upper end markets in Adelaide. So I decided to focus on that sort of higher end market as well, where the same sort of buyers and sellers. So there is that sort of affinity there where you've got the same sort of people using their money to buy in Adelaide as you do on KI.
So it's combined lifestyle as well as investment. Is that what you're finding on KI?
Absolutely, and especially in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, I've noticed that buyers from interstate and really internationally as well. You mentioned Chinese buyers earlier. We've actually had a few of those in the last couple of years too, looking to make regional investments, and they can get their foreign investment visas and so on if they do that. So certainly it's become an international type of destination.
And accommodation over there is sensational. There's some fabulous resorts like Kangaroo Island Lodge at American River. Vested interest, I'll admit that.
That's yours, isn't it, Brocky?
Yes, it is. Sensational, 4-star accommodation.
I'm waiting for our free accommodation there, Brocky. That hasn't been too forthcoming.
Well, that's the contra. But also that magnificent Southern Ocean Lodge, that is just quite spectacular. It's 5-star, isn't it? And not cheap.
Well, it's an absolute beauty. I mean, Dick Smith rolled about $21 million into that one, and his daughter runs it from Sydney, sort of on remote control. I've been fortunate to be there and stay there, and it's just an absolute cracker. It's had worldwide press, and it's got in the best lodges in the world. And now KI's actually, because of that, I reckon, has slipped into the top 4 most visited destinations by internationals in Australia. Wow. So there's only Uluru and Great Barrier Reef and Sydney Harbour Bridge that are visited more than KI by internationals. So
I think it's a shame, Alex, that so many people, and I don't know how many out watching, haven't been to Kangaroo Island. It's just certainly worth a little venture over the bite there and watch it. When you actually get there, it's just absolutely brilliant.
And it's not that hard to get to.
No.
I mean, just from my desk to arriving at American River, it's about 90 minutes. You just go down to the airport, it's a 20-minute flight across there, or you can take your car, of course, on the ferry. But I think the mistake people make is that they go there for one-day trips or just one night. It really needs just 2 or 3 days to have a good
just
look
to get
around.
a feel.
Aesthetically stunning, isn't it? It's tranquil, and it's just
amazing.
like having a holiday.
If you have a look at some of this footage, Brocky, and it's the
spectacular
beauty of online TV is we can actually get a little bit of that essence. Alex, just getting back to your real estate career. So you operate from Adelaide. You sell a heck of a lot of property in KI. How do you actually do that? I know you spend a lot of time actually on the island, but as you said before, I'm assuming that the investor market in Adelaide, those types of buyers you're encouraging to invest in their futures on a beautiful place.
Yeah, no, that's a good question, Maltz. I get asked that all the time. I mean, it's a balance. I'll shoot across to the island every couple of weeks, either fly across on a couple of the air services that go over there or drive across and go on the ferry, which is a great trip as well. Yeah. I've got 2 colleagues that I work with locally in Adelaide, so that they manage any buyer appointments that I might have if I happen to be away for a day. So there's no problem there.
No problems whatsoever.
And actually, because the buyers do come from Adelaide for KI, especially with the properties that we focus on, the upper end at Brock Harcourts, is that they build rapport with me and we get to go in the car together, we go across, and it's really...
Turned into a really good day. You're enjoying yourself.
It's really good fun. Be able to have the 2 markets, the CBD and KI, they're diverse. Thought I wouldn't wear the tie today because my KI clients would see it a bit strange. So.
Well, I apologise to all your KI clients. Adelaide market, how are we tracking?
Adelaide market's been really good over the last 12 months. I think 15 or 16% increases in prices.
Right.
I remember actually Brocky making a comment the other day for the REI that I think 5 or 6 major projects were put on hold in I think around the global financial situation. So fundamentally there's a bit of a shortage there now in apartments, and it's really a good market. The first homeowners have gone out of it, the investors have come back, and I think there's still some great opportunities out there.
Well, some of those projects are coming back online. You know, we talked about the positive side of the start of 2010. You know, the Freedom Furniture site and a few things on West Terrace, and a few other projects that were put on hold are now coming back on. But as Alex said, because they weren't constructed, there's still a lot of investors out there and not enough product for them to buy.
And I think the bank's freeing up a little bit of money, helping your investor-developer clients as well, Alex.
Definitely, residential lending is loosened up a lot. There's still there's some 95 or 90% lends out there now. I know commercial's still a little bit tight, but certainly seen lenders are freeing up on the residential side of things, which is fantastic as well.
And I'm assuming that the Kangaroo Island market, particularly the top end through 2009, might have been a little bit tighter, a little bit constricted. What's happening for 2010?
Definitely, it's a discretionary market in many ways. It's cyclical in that if the economy changes, people stop thinking about their holiday homes a little bit. So it was affected in late 08, but just over this last summer, I sold 4 or 5 really good properties, and pretty much on the top end as well. So I think that people are saying, all right, well, the economy is improving, interest rates are going up, and it might be a good time to get in.
Well, confidence is up. Let's sell another one. Island Beach, Lot 4, Pennington Road is an absolute beauty. What can you tell us about that one?
Well, there's probably only 20 or 30 houses in South Australia where you've got direct beach access.
It is magnificent.
Might be a few more, but something around that sort of mark where there's no road in between. This is one of those, and you can sit up on the porch, have a couple of beers and a glass of wine and watch your kids just walk down into the water. It's north facing, aqua blue, and just an absolute beauty. You
have painted a magnificent picture backed up by what we're seeing on the screen. You mentioned just very rare to be able to just walk from your home block and down onto the beach. What sort of value does that add to a block of land?
It's significant. I mean, given whoever is in that market at that point in time and what their needs are, it can really put up to 25 to 30% extra onto the price. So if there's a road in between.
When you're looking to purchase this particular one, if you sort of compound that over a period of time, that's an enormous amount of money that people are going to make in the future.
Exactly, and it's finite, these type of properties, and you can't create more of these beach access properties. Councils are being more and more tight on releasing these type of land divisions, and this type of property, I think when you look back in a few years' time, you could pick it up for in the 600s, you just think, well, unbelievable.
Island Beach is just mind-blowing, and as you say, it's north-facing, and I think that and Black Point, the York Peninsula, are the only 2 north-facing beaches in South Australia, and also the only 2 beaches that you can, as you say, just walk out of your front garden straight onto the beach. So it's just really beautiful.
It's a great spot, and it can be booked online to go and stay in it as well before you make a decision if you're a purchaser.
How do they do that, Alex?
Well, there's a great accommodation website that it's called clubki.com.au.
Please check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a ripper.
Who owns that, by the way, Alex?
I think a savvy entrepreneur, Brocky. I'll have to get him onto the show sometime.
Just to bring it back, so you can actually rent the property, have a quick look at it, really get a feel for the property, and then make an offer.
Absolutely, Maltz.
Price range?
In the 600s. So we're looking for expressions of interest in that range. I'd reckon it's really good value in the mid-6s, and even sort of 620, 630. It's unbelievable value.
Please have a good chat to Alex. Get down there and enjoy it. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any real estate needs, either in the Adelaide CBD, but as you can tell, Alex's passion's Kangaroo Island, make sure you give him a call or even jump onto his web address, which we've got down below. Jump onto his site and just see what he's all about. Terrific young fellow. We're really pleased to have you on board, Alex, and Kangaroo Island's just a magnificent place. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back after the break, we've got Peter Pedler, and he's going to be telling us all things legalities around why we need to licence our real estate agents such as Alex. Really looking forward to having Peter. After the break, you're watching Open House, 12 o'clock on Friday.